Magic in the morning as we hit exactly 8:35. Mike Barrett joining us with good policies with Barrett Insurance Agency. Mike, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
It's raining.
Yes.
I don't think we're going to need
The
an
older
arc.
we get, the more excited we are about rain. Think about if you were on school vacation right now, you'd be so upset,
Of course.
so bummed out.
Well, no, actually, Mom and Dad would be at work. I go outside and play in the rain.
Oh, well, never mind. Scratch that. Scratch that. It's a good
All right,
thing.
good to have you in here. You were just sharing a story with me here, and I think it's probably a good way to start off our chat today. So you go ahead and roll, all right?
Sure. So, once in a while when something happens at the office, I like to bring it here if it seems important or pertinent, and I think this one does. So I actually had someone who sold their house, and then never canceled their insurance. And I was following up with them regarding something completely different. And I ended up asking, hey, do you still have that house? No, I sold that 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
And you've still been insuring
I
it.
said, well, you've been insuring it. They said, well, it should have been canceled. I sold it. I said, well, how should it have been canceled? Well, when I signed the papers to sell it, it should have just been canceled. They said, well, okay. That's not how it works.
We only know what we know, right?
Exactly. So this is and actually I had someone else call up and said, so I just got my auto policy and on the renewal it shows one car, but it doesn't show my other car. I said, when did you get that other car? Almost a year ago. Whoa. Okay. Did you call us and tell us? You got no, but I went to a dealership and they told me they'd take care of it.
Now, I think we
That's
brought that
scary.
up once before.
We did. So it's exclamation point on this. Insurance is a contract between you and an insurance carrier. And of course, us as agents, we are acting as the insurance carrier in the transactions of the day-to-days with you. But so if something happens, something changes, it is detriment that you notify us so that we can take care of it. So if you purchase a vehicle and a salesperson says, oh, don't worry about it, I'll call your insurance company. Well, that's great. They can call us, but we cannot change your policy based on that conversation. We need to hear from you. And if you are selling a home, you have to call us and let us know either to start a policy or to cancel a policy, what have you. So there is absolute protocol here, again, because it's a contract. So
See,
it's between you and the insurance company.
I've never bought a home. Never, ever, ever, ever. Probably never will, and not with this paycheck. But anyways, see, I do a different thing. I do it different. Like when I'm looking for a car, all right, I check my insurance first before I buy the car to see if I can afford it.
And that's a really good thing to do because don't surprise yourself. Don't get sticker shock. If you work out all of the transactional details of purchasing a vehicle without seeing what the potential impact could be on your insurance, that could really hinder your deal because, well, yeah, while you could afford the payment, you may not be able to afford the insurance.
Exactly.
So,
See, that's how I do it.
yeah. So we recommend that all the time. Shop around, look at details, look at options, check out what's going to happen and how it's going to impact your policy. And you're allowed to do that. We recommend it. Call us. And if you're looking at maybe 3 or 4 cars, we'll tell you what the price will be on all of them. It's just a really good way to do it. So it prepares yourself.
Well, it is. And then at least I'm not talking for all you folks out there. I'm just talking for me because then I know, okay, I've got $245 a month payment. I got $112 a month insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I can barely afford that, but that's,
Right, but you got to work out the details so that you can budget. It just
Right.
makes total sense. And another, and a little bit of a side shift here, but something else that happened recently. A person who was buying a house, wanting us to insure it. I go and look at the house. So I was trying to set up a time to go look at the property, and the realtor said, "Well, I don't think it's in the best interest of my selling party for you to come look at the house." I said, "Whoa, what do you mean? That's a bit of a red flag that you don't want me to come look at this house." Well, can't you just write it?
well, didn't you?
I'm like, no, we can't just write it. We have to see the property and properly underwrite and field underwrite the house.
Well,
So-
within the last couple of weeks, again, we've talked about this, that insurance companies will either contract somebody to go check
correct.
it or
An
the
inspection.
agent.
Right. So if we're writing property sight unseen, which is just not advisable because contractually obligated we are as agents to have very good knowledge of a property and a risk that we're writing. So whether we're kind of passing that off, sure, yeah, we know about it, or we really do, I mean, that can be a night and day difference. And then if an insurance company pulls the trigger and says, you know what, we're going to inspect this property, if I hadn't done my due diligence, they could open up a can of worms and put the insured in a bunch of trouble. Finding all kinds of exposures or things around that property that the insurance company doesn't want, then putting it on the insurer or the insured that they have to correct these problems or lose their insurance.
Right. I was going to say, or they'll cancel, or
Yeah,
not right.
I even asked the realtor, I said, would you sell a house without seeing what you were selling? Because that's essentially what you're telling me to do.
They send me good pictures on Facebook. No.
So, I mean, like I said, I mean, not all agencies go to the depth that we do. But we feel it's just in the best interest of everybody for us to do it the way that we do, because it gives us a good opportunity to really understand the risk and make sure that you're with the appropriate carrier, with the appropriate coverage, with no possibility of jeopardizing that with an inspection or anything like that.
Well, when you're talking about the risk and the responsibility, the average new truck right now is roughly $40,000. So there's tens of thousands of dollars. The average home, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And, like you say, it's a risk, and is it worth it?
Right. And these are some of the biggest assets, the biggest things you will have in your lifetime. So I think it's really, and it's not that big of a process to do it. I think it's very advisable to just do a little due diligence, understand the process a little bit, go through it, and then maybe sleep a little better knowing that some of the biggest expenses of your life are being covered properly.
Yeah. As we've mentioned in the past, insurance is great. Not enough insurance isn't.
No.
As your commercials say, the worst time to find out that you don't have enough insurance
is when a loss occurs.
Exactly.
And almost every time, that's when people find out they don't have enough insurance. So, when people shop for price or people are shopping for expediency, they want something like that. Sometimes that, and not all the time, I'm not saying that's not, if that's how you're doing it, that's fine. I wouldn't recommend it necessarily, but I don't feel that you're doing yourself justice by doing it that way. Try to find something that works for you within your budget and within the coverage and the expectations that you have for the policy.
So in summary, have the conversation.
Yeah, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. We love to do that.
That's how you get good policies.
That's how we eat, sleep, and breathe right there.
All right. So somebody wants to get in touch with you?
Give us a call, 748-5224. Visit our website, thebarrettagency.com, or visit us in St. Johnsbury on Portland Street, right between Beacon Realty and Union Bank. Right down, if you're coming across the bridge and go to the White's Market, you've passed us. You can also find us on Google, Facebook, and YouTube as Barrett Insurance Agency.
All right, Mike. Thanks an awful lot. Did you bring your umbrella?
I got my raincoat.
Yes, you do.
That's a lot better than I used to be.
All right, there's this week's edition of Good Policies. We'll do it again next week. Taylor Swift up next on